Hi, welcome to CreditMatters TV. My name is Frank Gill. Standard & Poor's has just reaffirmed Hungary's BB+ rating with a stable outlook. I'm joined today by the primary analyst, Aarti Sakhuja. Hi, Aarti.
Hey, Frank.
Now, looking at the recent economic performance of Hungary, growth has picked up quite nicely. The current account's in surplus. Net external debt is lower considerably than it was last year. Why didn't we upgrade?
Well, all of the positives that you point to, we acknowledge those. That's factored into the ratings, as is the lower or the improved profile of general government debt. But remember that the stock of general government debt to GDP is still fairly high. And the other thing to remember is that potential growth, we view potential growth in Hungary independent of the absorption of the EU funds, which has certainly boosted domestic demand in Hungary for the past few years. Independent of the absorption of these funds, we believe that potential growth in Hungary is still lower than some peers.
Okay, now also in the press release, you talk quite a bit about policy unpredictability, particularly when it comes to the central bank. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, the central bank has entered into swap positions with the domestic commercial banks. The central bank is on the pay variable side of the swap position. And inherently, this means that when interest rates start to rise, the payouts that the central bank would have to make to commercial banks would essentially be higher. So we believe that there could be a disincentive for the central bank to raise rates going forward. And this, in turn, could allow inflationary pressures to build in Hungary. And on the other hand, if the central bank does raise rates, this could create losses for the central bank. And ultimately, this could become a fiscal cost.
Okay, and possibly it would also lead to a fade of the current account surplus?
Yes, we think that if inflationary pressures are allowed to build up, this could work on two sides. One, it could reduce Hungarian competitiveness, so it could translate into lower exports. And on the other hand, it could also create more import pressure. So yes, in our forecast, we see the current account deficit, or rather the current account surplus that Hungary is currently running, fading, so narrowing, and ultimately translating into current account deficit.
Okay. Now, just going back to the rating, what would it take to upgrade Hungary?
Well, an outright reduction of the general government stock, if they were actually paying down general government debt. I mean, even though the stock of GG debt over GDP is actually lower because of higher nominal GDP growth, they're still running deficits. So we view the general government debt stock coming down very slowly. But if this trend were to accelerate, we would believe that positive momentum could build on the ratings, along with more policy certainty.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Aarti. We encourage our viewers to read the ratings update itself, which is available on Standard & Poor's global portal. Thanks again.